Hello class. Today's topic is chromatography. It is a analytical technique. It's a laboratory technique which is used for separation of complex mixture. Now, what is a complex mixture? As we know that food is itself a complex mixture of various components like carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, vitamins, phytochemicals, flavonoids, color pigments, antioxidants, etc. etc. Now, to separate each component of that complex mixture, the chromatography technique has been used. Who has discovered it? A Russian botanist, Mikhail Tsvet, has discovered this technique. His first experiment was a column chromatography. As you can see in the figure, this one is a glass column filled with calcium carbonate. Because it was stationary and packed in a glass column, it was known as stationary phase. Now the green part is chlorophyll, that was the leaf extract, and color pigments were there in it, the leaf extract. So it was a sample. Now this is ether. It is used as irrigation purpose. Now ether, why ether was used? Because ether doesn't react with chlorophyll or calcium carbonate. It will just move towards down the column, and with the movement of ether, chlorophyll, the sample traveled, the leaf extract sample traveled, and it was separated. The leaf extract sample or chlorophyll separated into different color bands like anthocyanin, chlorophyll, different kind of chlorophyll, and carotenoids, etc. So this was the first experiment in 1903. Later, the Mikhail Tsvet coined this term chromatography. It's a Greek word which means color writing. So because he has done first experiment to separate colored pigments from the leaf extract. Now it can be replicated by paper chromatography technique. You can see that now the leaf extract can also be separated by paper chromatography. This is the chromatographic paper. The leaf extract is spotted here, and the acetone, the same property is there. It's an inert chemical for leaf extract as well as the chromatography paper. It will not react with the both, and it will just travel and facilitate the travel of that leaf extract, and leaf extract is separated into different color pigments like anthocyanin, chlorophyll B, chlorophyll A, carotenoids, xanthophyll, carotenoids, and up to here the acetone traveled. Now some chromatographic technical terms. As we know that in first experiment calcium carbonate is there, so whatever is packed in the column and that is stationary at one place, it is known as stationary phase. This is column, we know. Then eluent is that inert chemical which is added after the sample to just facilitate the movement of the sample through the column, is known as the mobile phase. This is the cotton plug which is needed in the column chromatography, and analyte is the sample, and eluate is the part of eluent, that is irrigation or inert chemical, plus some part of the sample, because the components of sample are divided into two phases. First is stationary phase and second is mobile phase, because it works on the principle of adsorption. So whatever components have affinity to adhere to the stationary phase components, they adhere. Rest of the components of the sample move towards the eluate with that inert mobile phase. So basically sample is divided into two parts, some in stationary phase and some in mobile phase. So it is also known as distribution coefficient, that is K is equal to concentration of sample in phase A, that is mobile phase, upon concentration of sample in phase B, that is stationary phase. So this is the distribution coefficient which we will study in later parts of chromatography. Now first we will learn the theory of chromatography. Now you can see a chromatogram. Now what is a chromatogram? Chromatogram is a pictorial representation of a chromatographic separation. As we know that sample is divided into stationary phase as well as mobile phase. Now the chromatogram is plotted between time and detector's signal. As you can see that time is on the x-axis and this one is y-axis, and on the y-axis the detector signal. Detector signal means the volt, means the volt in the increasing order, lesser volt, and more volt. Okay. Now as you can see here is WA and WB. Now what is WA? W is the width of that base of a peak. As we can see there are 3 peaks in this chromatogram. Now we can understand that first component is retained here at this much of volt at this much of time. It has taken this much of time to travel in the stationary phase and it has given a peak, it has retained here, and after that the second component traveled here. It has the more concentration, that's why it has taken more width and more height, and the component 3 has taken more base width, means the third component was eluted and taken more time to retain, and more band, the more width band in that particular column. And so now we will understand the TR. What is TR? TR is the retention time. The retention time is defined as the time between sample loading and detection of an analyte peak in the end. So, retention time is the total time between sample loading and detection of last analyte peak. Last analyte peak. And initial TM is the initial time taken by the irrigating inert chemical or the mobile phase to found first peak. So TM is the time which mobile phase has taken to travel before the first peak, and retention time for each component in the stationary phase is different, and total retention time is equal to the last component which is separated in the stationary phase. Now, factors affecting column efficiency. These factors are very much important. As we can see that column is divided into theoretical plates, and it was invented by Singe and Martin, in which they divided chromatographic column into theoretical plates and plate number to equilibrium partitioning. To explain the partitioning of the sample between the stationary phase and the mobile phase, how many theoretical plate a single peak take. So it is very important because every component has standard theoretical number of theoretical plate which it can take. If it takes more than that number of theoretical plate, we need to work on the selection of column or stationary phase or mobile phase. Now, second factor, as we can see that symmetric and asymmetric peak. We can see that these are the symmetric peak. We can differentiate between two peak easily. That's why it's a symmetric peak, not height or not the base width are factor for symmetric peak. Symmetric peak means differentiation of each peak cleanly. So this overlapping of peak is there, then we have to reconsider the selection of stationary phase and the mobile phase. Now, that band broadening. Now we can see that clean peak is there, there's clean band is there, and we can see that this band has been broadened. So this is the band broadening, and band broadening is not desirable for the good separation. So if clean peak is not there, then we have to reconsider the column selection. Then we can see that there are three kinds of peak: normal peak, straight peak, then fronting peak, that is, and tailing peak. So we should avoid the fronting peak as well as tailing peak. Both are wrong peaks, and if it is happening, the chromatogram is showing if chromatogram is showing fronting or tailing peak, then we have to reconsider the selection of the stationary phase as well as mobile phase, because these are result of poor separation. Fronting is characterized by fading of the front of the peak and the steepened tail. It is generally caused by the overloading of the sample. So, and tailing is the reverse phenomena which occurs when solute is held by some sites on stationary phase more strongly than others. So normal peak is a must. Now we can see the resolution time. Resolution time is defined as the capability of a system to resolve one analyte peak from another. It is the ratio of difference in retention time of the two peaks. So it is very important for the selection that retention time is different for each and every peak. If it is not clear, as you can see in this graph, if peaks are overlapping, then it is wrong. If peaks are separated, then it is right. So I think the theory of chromatography is clear, and study well. If you have any question, post in the private comment section of the Google Classroom.